Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'm going to be continuing talking about Euphoria, and today we're talking about episode 6. So like I said about the previous episode, I really enjoy how they take the time in the first 3 to 5 minutes of the episode to really highlight a character. In this episode it was McKay. You get a little insight into some of these characters that may not get the amount of screen time that someone like Rue, Jules, or Nate would get. And I think it adds a little extra element to the show and gives you a little setup. Throughout the episode you're seeing maybe why he is acting the way he's acting, the way that he is dealing with being bullied in college and kind of not being able to live up to the expectations and being just so upset the fact that he thought his whole life he knew what he was going to do, and then he gets into college and then all of a sudden he is a small fish in a big pond. And that's really relatable, I think, to a lot of people. It also shows a little more of the complexities of his relationship with Cassie, the fact that he feels so happy to have her. It even mentions the episode that he loves the fact that other guys see her and are jealous of the fact that she is so attractive and so caring, and then her dealing with the fact that she is seen in that way. You see in this episode, you see at the party, she's almost sexually assaulted, and the guy blames her, that you're coming on to me, you're tricking me, you're making me feel this way, everyone knows how you are. If anyone likes you for any reason other than the way you look, they're lying to you. And that can be really devastating. I mean, as a man, I cannot relate to that specifically, but the fact that some women, I'm sure, feel that way. They feel like the only thing they have to give to people are their looks. And some of the characters in the show seem to treat themselves that way. Speaking of the party, this is another excellent job by the show of putting all these characters in the same place at once and doing it in a really cool stylized way. 2 episodes ago they did it by putting all the characters at the carnival and having that situation go on, but this one they have a Halloween party and having all the characters in their costumes interacting, seeing how that they all know each other and how they all kind of aren't fully aware of each other's situations. I thought that was really good storytelling. And then seeing Jules struggling in her own way, that she's going there kind of being self-destructive, drinking, she doesn't care anymore. She's almost, in a way, pushing away Rue and her friendship because she doesn't want anyone to get hurt, and she doesn't know how to handle what's going on with her and Nate. And you see, obviously, towards the end of the episode, that Nate is becoming this almost villain mastermind, the way that he is manipulating all these people around him, trying to save himself and getting back with Maddie. I thought that was actually quite the twist, in my opinion. I didn't know how Nate was going to be able to get out of the situation. I thought maybe some way his father's influence was going to be what got him out of it, kind of like a privilege type situation. But the fact that it really is him going in and manipulating these people, going to Tyler, who he beat savagely, and kind of blackmailing him, saying, hey, you know what, if you don't go in and say you're the one that assaulted Maddie, I'm going to get you thrown in jail for another reason. And then he goes to Jules, uses her, and tells her to go in, testify that she saw Tyler do these things when she really didn't, and then he's still getting in trouble for the original thing that he was trying to tell Tyler he wasn't going to tell people to do. He's obviously a really deeply troubled individual. I thought maybe a few episodes ago that he was going to be redeemable. Maybe he was going to do something and realize his wrong ways after being arrested and having all that go on, but I think he is beyond salvation. And I think the only way that this season is going to end is with him getting his comeuppance, maybe getting sent to jail, or even worse, because I don't think at this point you can redeem his character. As for Rue and Jules' relationship, obviously you can see that Rue is trying to do her best to be the best she can be for Jules, and it's hard. It's very hard for her to stay sober, and this performance by Zendaya was excellent. Again, she's really growing on me on this season. She does such a good job of showing this character that is struggling with not relapsing and is trying to do better for the people around her. Even seeing her in the party trying to pull her sister aside, pull the guy who's with her sister aside and say, hey, don't hurt my sister. She's thinking more clearly. She's not under the influence of these drugs. And I think the fact that all these emotions are coming through her, she's not dulling herself with all the narcotics. She's experiencing things, and for her, she even says it's a new, different kind of high. It's a different kind of life. She was so bogged down for so long on the drugs that it's completely new to her, and she's obviously really struggling with this. She has this encounter with her drug dealer, and I thought that was a really interesting scene. She's sitting there talking to this guy who obviously gave her the drugs initially and then pulled her aside and said, hey, I'm not going to give you drugs anymore. There was that really good scene where they're arguing outside his house, and she's kind of totally freaking out and breaking down because she can't have the drugs. And they're speaking back and forth as two friends, and about how hard it really is to stay sober and how hard it is to deal with the world when you don't have that crutch. And one last thing is, I thought the fact that they took this high school party, this high school Halloween party, and you always see high school parties in movies, it's this fun, crazy, zany thing, and then you're seeing the really dark underbelly of possible sexual assault and just people trying to fit in and people struggling being popular and unpopular and just all the different connections and cliques that go on in high school. I thought that was really good. I thought that it doesn't shy away. Obviously, this show should not probably be watched by anyone in high school. it's pretty not age appropriate, but it shows it. It makes you feel connected to someone who went to high school or went to college and was ever in those situations that you're like, yeah, like really bad stuff happened at those parties. Yeah, it could be fun, but it could be really terrible. It could be the best night of your night or it could be the worst night of your life. And yeah, I think they showcase that really well and they don't shy away from it. All right, guys, so that's my thoughts on this episode. I'm interested to see where the series goes. It has done a really good job of keeping me on my toes. It hasn't felt predictable. A lot of times I thought it was going one way and it went a completely different way. I thought this show was going to be more about, a recovery of, dealing with addiction, maybe dealing with sexual assault, but it's gone a lot darker and deeper with all these characters. And I think they've done a really good job of storytelling and showing a lot of different themes, not just sticking to one thing. And it keeps me interested. It keeps me wanting to watch the next episode. I don't ever feel bored with the storylines. I never know what's going to happen. And I really enjoy that about it. All right, guys, remember to like and subscribe. And comment down below, what do you think is going to happen? What is your favorite storyline? There's so many different storylines going on. I obviously don't touch on every single one in every single episode. But let me know, is there something that you really enjoy, something I left out, or something you want me to showcase or highlight? There's a lot of different themes and characters and story arcs that I think all merit some really good discussion. So comment those down below, and see you guys next time.